The TVWan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and good evening. This is TVWan News. I'm Mary Silla Kelleton.
And I'm Rex Litter. Join me later for the sports segment.
In this edition, new Pogera mine to open next Friday, December 22nd. Renewable energy to transform Daru, and East Sepik boost number of female boxers. Peace was finally restored Sunday amongst the Yawa and Bom people of Astrolabe Bay local level of government in Raikos district. It was necessary because government services needed to reach those in these remote areas. There had been rivalry between these two LLGs due to a family feud in August this year. As a result, a Yawa man was gruesomely murdered by the opposing party. The dead man was beheaded and his head was put on a stake and placed on a public road. The issue was never resolved until Governor Ramsey Pariwa and Raikos MP Kesi Sawang stepped in to help the dispute so that everyone could travel freely and access services. The parties reconciled in the presence of Governor Pariwa and MP Sawang. Church leaders, ward members, village court magistrates, community leaders and members of each community were present as well. To signify peace, garden food and a pig each was exchanged between the leaders of each village. Each party also compensated each other with cash. The National Department of Health launched its Corporate Plan 2022 to 2026 on Thursday, December 7 in Port Moresby. Health Minister Dr. Lino Tom officially officiated at the launching. He said it will take a collective effort to achieve goals set out in the plan.
The blueprint for transformation of the public health sector is under implementation. Minister for Health and HIV/AIDS, Dr. Lino Tom, helped in launching the National Department of Health Corporate Plan 2023 to 2026 in Port Moresby recently.
This plan outlines key priority areas which are aligned to our National Health Plan. Number one, departmental reform to demonstrate leadership excellence in the health sector and perform our core functions effectively and efficiently. Number two, good governance. We should be accountable, transparent and responsive. Number three, strengthen partnerships and provincial support. We need to work more closely and work more smarter.
Dr. Tom said to achieve the goals, it requires collective efforts of provincial health authorities, development partners, faith-based organizations, non-government organizations, and the private sector. Continuing with the national goal, number 4, is ensuring compliance with national standards and regulations, which include health structure and pharmaceutical standards.
When we cut corners, we compromise the quality and safety of patient care. We need to ensure regulatory compliance across the sector for all partners, regardless of whether they are local or international.
Reflecting on the 2023 performance, Dr. Tom said while it has been filled with challenges, there has also been some progress on key reforms. He acknowledged and thanked everyone in the health service delivery for their diligent contributions, even when it had not been visible. Frida Kana, TVWan News.
Members of the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary need leadership skills to perform their duties when exercising policing services in the community, says the Papua New Guinea to Australia Policing Partnership Detective Superintendent Conrad Jensen. Jensen said that it is why the Australia Police Unit is supporting RPNGC to run training programs to upskill the police officers in the country. He said this during the Prosecution Residential School graduation recently.
Having leadership quality is a key driver in performing police duty in the community. Australia Police and Partnership Detective Superintendent Johnson said that despite the Australia Police Unit is supporting the RPNGC to upskill police officers in the country through the hosting of training programs such as the leadership training to boost the performance in the police force.
Leadership training is a key component for us, so both in terms of NCO, frontline leadership. We run a series of courses around the country to develop that capability. And
Johnson said leadership trainings are amongst other trainings that they provide.
There's a long list of other courses that we're involved in. Financial investigations and fraud is another one that we're developing. Collision investigations, interviewing, investigative interviewing program.
He said the training are conducted based on the training need police officers in the country require.
Wherever that we see a need, working with our partners at the RPNGC Training Command, we'll develop those specific curriculums.
The detective said every police organization has its own challenges based on the different types of crimes it deals with on a daily basis. Johnson said it is essential to develop the capability of police officers through training to ensure they are flexible to mitigate a certain type of crime in the divisions of command. Tracy Sipa, TVWan News.
Member for Vanimo Green, Belden Nama, has expressed disappointment that Parliament has been completely ignored and shut out of any discussion surrounding the Framework Security Agreement between Australia and Papua New Guinea, which Prime Minister James Marape recently signed with his Australian counterpart, Anthony Albanese. He said Parliament rose last Friday after sitting for 2 weeks, but not a word of this was disclosed on the floor.
A security agreement with our biggest and closest development partner and ally is warranted and overdue, but we must not fall into the trap of engaging Australian Federal Police in contravention of our own national constitution. These words from Vanimo Green MP Belden Nama are a response to the recent security agreement signed by Prime Minister James Marape and his Australian counterpart Anthony Albanese. Nama questioned why it was never brought to the attention of Parliament, making reference to the Defence Cooperation Agreement with the United States of America that created a storm of protest in the country. It was reported in the media that this landmark agreement encompasses Australian Federal Police support for the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary in field operations, covering biosecurity as well as reinforcing mutual security interest in the region. Nama said he agreed with Prime Minister Marape that this security arrangement is in the best interest of Papua New Guinea as well as Australia, but questions why Australia's regional security interest is included in this bilateral arrangement. He stressed that PNG has a long and enduring relationship with Australia with shared economic interest and people-to-people relationship, and so it would make sense to protect this under a secure security treaty. He stated that such an arrangement requires bilateral participation in its drafting. Freddie Mo, TVWan News.
This is TVWan News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Karen talk young or old, a scale rice family meal with toast to bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Senisi gola scale rice low scale price. Senisi gola scale rice low scale price. But you like him? All Mama Flame is not all Sam.
Mr. Way using flame flower long one him. Mr. Way make him kai belong family belong me. You go more yet.
Man belong me save like him flower balls belong me what them cover war na spring onion. All pikinini belong me save like him to mas pineapple donut Mr. Way walk him low house. They make kumu mix him on them cow na karamapim long flower.
Tasty hash browns.
Time is killing one time wala harpela kai. Mr. Way kissing more kai long all get a toya mi tromoy one time flame flower.
You enough making more one time flame flower.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
The Toyota JD Hi-Ace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness, designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hi-Ace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort and safety. Experience the ride on the Hi-Ace bus and experience the Hi-Ace pride, the bus that exceeds all expectation.
This season, the Bunce family are taking the ultimate risk.
There's no investors, there's no third party.
We're paying for it ourselves.
We have to find some good trade.
The stakes are high, and every decision is their own.
Time and money is everything. That's how important it is.
Hit it!
Rush, move.
It's all or nothing.
If we don't mine this year, we have no next year.
Jade Fever. All new season coming soon on Outdoor.
Welcome to your worst Christmas ever. You have $300 million. That's what I want for Christmas.
Santa? Are you gonna help me, Santa?
Santa Claus is coming to town. Time for some season's beatings. Naughty. That's naughty! I gotta watch.
I believe in you, Santa.
Violent Night premieres Saturday, December 16th, 10 p.m. on HBO.
Welcome back. During the 6.7 magnitude earthquake in Medan's Raikos district, 3,000 households were affected, leaving over 9,000 people internally displaced. This huge number, which the district disaster office confirms, will need external assistance in order to meet the victims of this natural disaster.
Rudolph Mungali, director for Medang Provincial Disaster Office, compiled an assessment of the recent earthquake. It was given to Governor Ramsey Pariwa and will serve as a brief update to the Prime Minister and Minister for Defense. The assessment captured a 4 million kina cost incurred, including logistics during the assessment phase. A response from authorities is pending.
I've made a budget ceiling last year when we had the budget review. So the money that I asked for, it's quite a substantive amount, because of when you talk about disaster, you'll be expecting the unexpected event to happen, meaning that you must have sufficient fund to address the situation when it occurs. Because it is not planned. Disaster, there's no planning for it. It occurs anytime unexpectedly.
It is not the first time Medang residents have had to endure the after effects of a natural disaster, especially an earthquake. The two most recent earthquakes, victims were compensated and told to build solid structures. Mr. Mungali said he has also learned from past mistakes of compensating victims. This time, he has delegated each ward council member to assess and collect reports of damages and households affected and report to him. In the past, the Provincial Disaster Office dealt with individuals directly. This time, he deals with victims through their ward members. There have been instances where some individuals have used the disaster to make fake reports of damaged properties. Mr. Mongali labeled them as fake victims. He said in the past, these fake victims came to make claims by breaking their own homes during a natural disaster, especially earthquakes, in order to be freely compensated. Different family members send in reports of the same house with pictures taken at various angles. They send in reports of an already damaged house prior to the quake or send in reports of another person's damaged home. Alice Peter reporting, TVWan, Medang.
Commencing 2024, the national government will be allocating to the impacted peoples of the Papua LNG project 60 million kina in business grants for the next 10 years, totaling 600 million kina. Minister for Petroleum and Energy, Keringakua, announced this recently.
Government is going to next year provide a business development grant of 60 million kina. 60 million kina next year, and subsequent for the next 10 years, we will provide 60 million a year, to a total of 600 million kina to the project impacted people. We have used exactly the same formula for government grant that we've used in PNG LNG for Papua LNG. So no more, no less, precisely the same. So I want to assure the people impacted by the Papua LNG that they're not going to be treated any less or any better than the impacted people in PNG LNG. They'll be treated the very same.
Daru in Western Province is said to be the first provincial town in Papua New Guinea to have all its power generated by a renewable energy. Chief Executive Officer of the PNG Sustainable Development Program, Lesieli Taviri, made this known at the pre-conference session of the 17th PNG Resources and Energy Investment Conference on Sunday afternoon in Sydney.
Daru's community solar grid will be a first in Papua New Guinea, with great potential to transform the town to being one of the first communities in the region that will be fully supplied by renewable energy. Chief Executive Officer of the PNG Sustainable Development Program, Lesieli Taviri, made this known at the pre-conference session of the 17th PNG Resources and Energy Investment Conference on Sunday afternoon in Sydney. Speaking at the Sydney International Convention Centre, Taviri highlighted the long-standing power issues affecting PNG, saying Daru continues to suffer from the lack of a reliable grid power.
Essential services such as Daru Hospital is unable to function effectively due to daily outages and power fluctuations impacting health-critical equipment such as X-ray machines. With the support of local government authorities and PPL, we're in the progress of a power purchase agreement which will result in SDP investing additional capital to double our solar generation capacity to generate up to an average of 12 megawatts hour per day. The investment includes a new underground medium voltage cable to connect SDP's facility to PPL's power facility.
Taviri said this arrangement includes 2 new transformers, connection stations, grid connectors, safety interlocks, and a communication line. This investment will also include a link to the Daru Hospital to enable direct supply.
The power purchase agreement is in its final stages, and we anticipate procurement to happen immediately after, with installation projected to take about 9 months.
The community solar grid will not only improve Daru, PNG Power Limited will also benefit from lower cost of generation and increased revenue from reliable supply to businesses and homes. Taviri described the project as a good story that the PNG SDP is proud of. Salome Vincent, TVWan News.
The National Superannuation Fund Limited, or NES Fund, recently conducted a year-end workshop with over 150 attendees that represented 96 targeted employers. The event, hosted by NES Fund's Member and Employer Services Division, was conducted purposely to connect with targeted employers and reiterate key areas of concern such as member maintenance, unallocated contributions, and the optimization of the employer online portal. Team leader for contributions Ambeng Eric said that the workshop strategically tackled pressing issues faced by employers, including challenges with incorrect member biodata, high unallocated contributions, and underutilization of the employer online portal. One local man doing well in Nakanai district of West New Britain has made a commitment to boost the district's human resource by investing in students. Willie Douglas, owner of Tauvoria Limited, participated in the awarding of grade 8 students who have done well academically in schools in the Hoskins and Nakanai districts. Mr. Douglas plans to extend this initiative for another 3 years to include teachers as well.
Human resources development is important because it is an investment in one's employees in order to get the result they want. Willie Douglas, owner of Tauvoria Limited in Nakanai district of West New Britain, is implementing the same concept in schools by rewarding top-performing grade 8 students in Hoskins and Nakanai to motivate them to work hard and to assist their parents financially for the new academic year. He recently awarded 17 top grade 8 students in various schools in the Hoskins LLG area.
Motivation is thinking long prima for future human resource bro Nakanai, and also long improving more academic performance of all students bro long Hoskins. So this long because lo plenty of big man bring you diabetes na inogat good plan replacement long plenty online and tap to long big plan positions well ko resign na inogat online no taking place long so me come up in this incentive lo time long boosting more students bring me lo come up for good class citizens long West New Britain na Nakanai sa lo in future.
Mr. Douglas plans to extend this initiative for another 3 years to include teachers as well. Other plans include part-time jobs for students during the school holidays. His key message to students and parents overall was to prioritize education.
An encouragement long sumatil now, please put in my education first priority because education and key the future. Yes, I'm thinking of 2 plus something we could play Mr. I'm thinking of Kisimol get all these all students. Bungimol one time na mi sit down talk one time all na present team mo plus certificate long all na 2 lo try me help mo lo engage mo long all part time work.
Schools that were captured in this rewards initiative are Ubay, Koimumu, Vavua, Karapi, Malalia, Rikau, Kalu, Hoskins Primary, Kwalakesi, Banaule, Buluma, and Ols Mai. Fredimo, TVWan News.
The new Pogera mine will reopen on December 22, 2023. The managing director of the state-owned Kumul Minerals Holdings Limited, Sarinu Kanu, made this major announcement at the 17th PNG Resources and Energy Conference in Sydney.
The managing director of the state-owned Kumul Minerals Holdings Limited, Sarimu Kanu, announced at the 17th PNG Resources and Energy Conference in Sydney that the new Pogera mine will reopen on December 22, 2023. Speaking during a question and answer session with panelists from today's Session 2, themed Global Trends in Minerals and PNG, Kanu alluded to the conclusion of negotiations with Barrick Gold on the reopening of the gold mine in Enga province. On the sidelines, he told media that they have completed all legal and permitting processes and they are now set for the official reopening which is over a week away.
That's next week, Friday. We are still in the commissioning phase, right? And gold processing will commence beginning of the quarter 2024. So the first gold pour will be first quarter 1 2024.
Kanu, who is also the chairman of New Pogera Limited, said the mine operator, Barrick Gold, will also have a chance to take over the chairmanship next year.
We have negotiated on the structure, and that is what we have signed off on. So the structure will remain as it is. We are 36% owners of Pogera, the landowners and provincial government hold 15%, and Barrick and CG hold 49%. So if you split the 49 by 50%, Kumul will be the largest shareholder in Pogera at 36%. But we are in a preparation phase, which means that we are commissioning the plant and all that one. So we are going 100% from the 22nd of October.
Kanu said currently there are 1,600 workers on site. The workforce will gradually build up to 3,250 people. Salome Vincent, TVWan News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2685 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2610, $0.3942 Australian dollars, $0.2350 euro, and 37.48 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, cocoa, palm oil, and copper closed higher. The rest closed a day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. You're watching TVWan News. We'll have news abroad when we come back. Stay with us.
To do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Add your kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
Hey, you want to talk? Want to win one of 4 Costa buses? Simply collect 6 SP Lager Red promo caps and enter the draw at a participating store near you. There are heaps of other great prizes to win too, like SP Hunters jerseys and other awesome SP Lager gifts. So enter the draw today for a chance to win. There's a bus to be won in Islands, Southern, Momase, and in New Guinea Islands. SP Lager, Bungi Mumi!
Quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Number 1 super, ilike mol member, iyama mas na start good. Time only retire or finish slow walk. Suppose you put him 10 kina more long contribution belong you, long one week, you buy cartons and 50,000 kina more. Time you finish slow walk. Ring him mipla now, na kisi more talk sawe. Long all way, you can up him super saving belong you.
He's seen as a table legend.
That is delicious.
Join Tommy Gomes in a tasty culinary voyage.
Holy mackerel. Did I just say that? We're exploring where your quality American seafood comes from. quality is key. The uglier the fish, the better it tastes.
Take a deep dive into America's commercial fishing culture. The Fishmonger. First and exclusive. Coming soon on Outdoor.
For the first time ever, Backroads leaves Australian soil.
Hi, I'm Tanya Bale. I'm excited to show off a part of Papua New Guinea that's close to my heart.
To uncover the vibrant and resilient spirit of Rabaul.
It's a place where nature's glory can suddenly be eclipsed by its fury.
The mountains, the volcanoes, the ocean cannot speak. We will tell the story.
Backroads, Sunday on ABC Australia.
Welcome back. In news overseas, the federal government has announced its new migration strategy, which plans to reduce migrant intake by raising requirements for international students and some workers to get a visa. Under the strategy, minimum English language requirements for international students will be increased, and the government will crack down on what it describes as student visa hopping.
This has been a long-awaited document. It is a lengthy 100-page strategy that the government says will guide the nation's migration system over the coming years. It contains new commitments, it contains steps that will be required into the future, and also previously announced policies announced earlier this year. And it's been developed in response to a review of the migration system conducted by Dr. Martin Parkinson earlier this year, which found that this system was broken and that it was not fit for purpose. Now, the government says that this will help make sure that the migration system is working for the nation, and it'll help put downward pressure on ballooning net migration figures, which hit 510,000 last financial year. The government is now forecasting that that number will halve within 2 years, hitting 250,000 in the year 2025, in part because of these policies that are contained in this strategy. Some of the key components of this strategy focus on international students and graduates, the government saying that they make up the largest cohort of what it describes as permanently temporary people staying in Australia. So it says that it will be cracking down on those visa categories. It'll be implementing a tougher requirement around English language for international students. They'll have to demonstrate a higher English language skill to be granted a visa. It'll also be cracking down on dodgy vocational education providers, also saying that non-genuine students, those who come to Australia with the intention to work rather than to study, will also be scrutinised more through the process before they are granted a visa. And the government will also be clamping down on a practice that it describes as visa hopping. That is, people coming to Australia and switching between student visas in order to stay in the country for longer, even though they have little prospect of ever becoming a permanent resident. Let's take a listen to some of what the Home Affairs Minister, Claire O'Neill, had to say earlier today when unveiling this new strategy.
It's not just about this moment and the experience of migration our country is having at this time. This is about Australia's future. We've got some really big national challenges that we face as a country. We've got sluggish prosperity growth, which is affecting the wealth of Australian households. We've got a really fast ageing population, and we do not have the workers we need to care for them. We've got an urgent need to transition to a net zero economy, and we don't have the skills and capabilities here to do it. And we face the most challenging geostrategic circumstances in our region that we've seen in 70 years, and we need to build sovereign capabilities fast. Migration can help us answer all of these challenges.
And that is the Home Affairs Minister, Claire O'Neill, speaking earlier today. As we heard her say there, the purpose of this will be to ensure that the migration system is helping fill some of the skills shortages that exist within Australia. The government, as part of this strategy, will be creating a new 4-year visa known as a Skills in Demand visa. It'll contain a number of pathways, the first being a pathway for specialist workers, that is people with with highly sought after, unique skill sets that are not easily found in Australia. This will be a visa for people earning over $135,000. The government expects around 3,000 people would come to Australia through that pathway each year, and that they would help build the skills of the Australian workforce through the skills that they bring to this country. There'll also be, through that visa, another pathway focused on what the government describes as core skills. So these are jobs that are listed by Jobs and Skills Australia as occupations that are experiencing shortages and where Australian workers are not filling those gaps. So the government will also be trying to encourage those workers to come to the country through a visa that is more flexible, that allows them to move between employers and that gives them a pathway to permanency into the future, Ros. So that is, in the broad, some of the key elements contained in this strategy.
The Director General of the Foreign Fisheries Agency, Dr. Tupou Rusen, has highlighted the critical role of tuna in Pacific fisheries and food security at the COP28 negotiation in Dubai. Focusing on the COP28 negotiations, Dr. Tupou Rusen stressed the importance of aligning with the 1.5-degree goal, citing the clear scientific evidence linking fossil fuel emissions to global warming. The FFA Director General said it will affect the tuna and shift of tuna biomass on the Western Central Pacific Ocean, where a lot of our countries are housed to the east. Dr. Tupou Rusen spoke on the need for a strong commitment to combat climate change, saying if we align 1.5-degree target, it will reduce the projected loss to 3%, acknowledging that it is still a loss. However, maintaining the goal at 1.5 degree represents a less significant loss. Importantly, this does not excuse the responsibility of major greenhouse gas emitters in various countries. As COP28 nears its end, Dr. Tupou Rusen emphasized the urgent need for action on climate change and its major impact on tuna and the Pacific. For more than 4 years, Lucien Ricard has been drawing intricate pictures of wildlife inside a museum. Some of them have taken months, but once they're finished, they're rubbed away, and as her project comes to an end, all that's left is pencil shavings.
Lucien Ricard goes into the Tasmanian Museum and Art Gallery and sets up her pencils for the day. She spends about 6 hours drawing in full public view.
I'm the only exhibit at the museum that will talk back to you.
The artist draws species that are extinct or critically endangered, only to erase them as soon as they're finished. The idea for her project, Extinction Studies, came to her after she watched an episode of Four Corners about the fight to save Australia's endangered species.
I felt really rattled by how many species we were losing and you know, the fact that we were leading the world in mammal extinctions. So I proposed the idea basically the next morning and sent off an email and didn't expect to hear back from it. And then about 2 weeks later I was here. They got me started before I could change my mind.
The erased creatures create a layering effect. Only traces of the former drawings can be seen. She's drawn 60 species in 4 years using just 3 pieces of paper.
You can generally get between 25 or 30 drawings on one piece of paper before it's a bit too fluffy to keep using.
This drawing of a butterfly included 112,000 scales and took 3 months to draw. It was erased in 5 minutes. The final species is the critically endangered red handfish, which is only found in Tasmania's southeast, and she's drawing 100 to symbolise how many are left in the wild.
I like the underdogs and I love the little guys, so I love tiny species that we neglect to look at closely because there's so much beauty and interest in the world that human beings miss a lot of the time.
It's estimated the drawings would have been worth more than $100,000 if sold, but Dr. Ricard still doesn't know if she's made a difference.
The only thing that I can say for sure is that I've had thousands and thousands of conversations with people about species that often they've never heard about issues that they're not completely aware of.
These handfish face the eraser this week as the project comes to an end. Lucien Ricard hopes wiping them out can enhance their chance of survival.
Residents on the Central Coast are doing a major cleanup after a severe storm late Saturday afternoon. Around 10 buildings in Long Jetty lost their roofs and power was cut to thousands of homes.
It hit quickly, but the impact was severe.
For about 3 minutes, it was just spraying every direction possible.
It went as quick as it come, yeah, and it was just absolute chaos, mayhem. At minutes of mayhem, that's what it was, yeah.
Absolute disaster.
Stephen Maliaros was watching TV when the roof of a mechanic shop landed on his house.
I actually thought I was going to actually die.
He got away unscathed, but the same can't be said for his home.
Yeah, this is all part of the factory roof from over there. Everything you see here is from that roof over there.
He was trapped in his house for 4 hours.
This is where the fire brigade rescued me from.
Others are also reeling from the freak and destructive storm.
To me, it was like a mini tornado.
Poor little Sleepy Bay here has been blown to pieces.
The SES received more than 120 calls for help.
Being a weekend, most of the people were at home who were impacted. That doesn't make it any better, but it just means that we know where the damage is and we can respond to it in a real timely fashion.
The Bureau of Meteorology says storms like this are common this time of year.
The small scale of the storm means it's not in one place for any length of time. Even though the storm as a whole might have a life cycle of 1 or 2 hours, for any individual area it only passes overhead for a few minutes.
Ausgrid says more than 3,500 homes lost power as a result of the storm. They've been working since then to restore electricity and hope to have everyone reconnected by tonight. Others will have to wait a while longer for life to return to normal.
I'm a bit homeless right now. I'm a bit homeless, so yeah, but I'll be right. Property can get replaced, the life can't get replaced.
A sunny outlook, undamaged by the storm.
And that ends the news segment. Rex returns after the break with news on Gulf ESO Talent Identification Program and East Sepik giving Central Province and the Autonomous Region of Bougainville a run for their money in producing female boxers. Stay tuned.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young plana lapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Strong like you, smart like me. I hope they don't break. Now surely look his son. This is Relaxo. Strong plus thread. Should I try them on you?
No, please. I'll take them.
Relaxo. Very strong, lasts long.
Anyone can be Santa. Why can't a lady like me? I admit I'm underfed, but wear the pillow from the bed. I could be Santa Claus. And although my curls may be showing, I'll make sure they only see me from the back. Yes, anyone can be Santa. A tantalizing remote. With his reindeer and his sleigh, I'd be up, up and away. I could be Santa. I could be Santa Claus.
This Christmas, Digicel is making wishes come true with mega prizes and loads more cash. 3 grand cash prizes of 100,000, 50,000, or 30,000 kina. That's right, you can win 100,000 kina cash. Plus, there's also more amazing weekly prizes to win. Samsung Galaxy S22 smartphones, 5,000 kina in cash, water tanks, gensets, and entertainment packs with Samsung TV, smartphone, playbox, and 1-year free TV and mobile plan. So what are you waiting for? Just top up 5 kina or more, or buy any phone for your chance to win and make your wishes come true this Christmas. Only with Digicel.
Come on out and join the party, baby!
I would like to introduce to you our study companion on Bib, a messaging app that does much more than just texting. The first thing you'll do is go to Play Store, then download and install the Bib app. Then you go to More at the bottom right of the screen and click Discover. After that, search for the BLit channel and click Follow. Type Hi into the text box and click onto the topic you want to watch and learn away. That's it, learners. Not so difficult after all. If you have any questions, head to our Facebook page for additional information. See you next time on BLit.
Welcome back. PRK Gulf ISO has run its talent identification tournament during the off-season in various centers of the province in preparation for its 2024 Digicel ExxonMobil Cup campaign. This event is expected to provide an avenue at which the Gulf Province franchise can identify and select talented footballers to add depth to the club. The program took place in Iokea Village, Kerema District from October 7th to the 14th and in Koyalahu Village, Kikori District from November 11th to 18th, 2023. The program will culminate in a tournament slated to take place at the Mosby South Stadium in Port Moresby this Wednesday, 13th to Saturday, 16th December. A Gulf Province selected side, identified during the talent identification program, will challenge 3 other teams from 3 electorates in NCD consisting of players originally from Gulf. The inaugural Morobe Kande Rugby League 9s tournament presents a pathway for the Morobe Kandes to remain in the conversation for the possible inclusion in the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup competition in the coming years. The Rugby League 9s tourney concluded on a high note, attracting new sponsors for its next event. The 2-week Rugby League 9s fest ended yesterday with LA 11 brothers holding off lackluster Bayon Dogs from Kamkumung to grab the inaugural Morobe Kandes Rugby League 9s title at the LA Rugby League ground. Brothers walked away with 30,000 kina cash money and cup title, while runners-up Dogs was awarded with 15,000 kina cash. SSG Roosters from Port Moresby and Olco Butterflies from Mendy finished on 3rd and 4th respectively. They were awarded cash prizes. In its inaugural tournament, the Kande Rugby League 9s had generated great interest from players and fans. The event also caught the attention of sponsorship prospects. Member for Finsafen, Rainbow Piter, made a commitment at the closing of the event that he will be sponsoring the 2023 Easter Kande 9s tourney. Piter made a commitment that the prize money would be 100,000 kina cash for the first prize and 50,000 kina for the runners-up. 3rd and 4th placings would get 30 and 10,000 kina cash respectively. The Rugby League 9s tournament is part of Morobe Kande's preparation to enter the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup competition after it was granted provisional license for 2024 in the PNG semi-professional rugby league competition. Over the years, the autonomous region of Bougainville and Central Province have been the benchmark provinces in the sport of boxing for both men and women. The recent Pacific Games in the Solomon Islands proved this, with men and women fighters from these 2 provinces dominating PNG's boxing team. Joining these provinces is the East Sepik Province, which has prepared young women boxers to participate in the 8 PNG Games in Port Moresby. East Sepik Boxing Association, for the first time, is preparing its boxers to represent the province in the 8 PNG Games in Port Moresby next January. Amongst the fighters are 8 under-17 female boxers. The young fighters are looking sharp in their preparation towards the event. This lot will make history as some of the first women to represent the province in the boxing at a national event. East Sepik Boxing Association Technical Officer Kalau Lucas believes that his side can put up a fair fight against other provinces. He said this story and experience at the PNG Games will encourage potential women boxers in the province. This great move is a step forward, promoting equal participation in sports throughout the country. The Boxing Association recently hosted Junior Kauko Raka, PNG representative pro boxer, who ran a boxing clinic in preparing the team for the PNG Games set for January 10 to 20, 2024. That's all we have in sports. Over to you.
Thank you, Rex. We'll now have the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Southern, isolated showers and thunderstorms scattered over Oro Province. Port Moresby mostly fine. Momase, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Lae City, rain showers easing into cloudy periods, and Medan partly cloudy with possible showers. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain. Kavieng, cloudy with thundery rain showers, and Buka, partly cloudy with showers. Highlands, isolated showers and thunderstorms with some areas of rain showers, then scattered morning fog. Coral Sea, seas slight to moderate with northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots. Bismarck Sea, moderate to rough with west to northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots, increasing to 33 knots over western sector. Waters of Long Island to Medan to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters and increasing to 3 meters along warning areas. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 2 to 3 meters. And that's all for tonight. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TVWan News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.